All right, we've got Conscious Capitalism by John Mackey and Raj Sisodia. I really love this book. I used to be basically a staunch anti-capitalist. I was super just anti-business, anti-corporate, honestly, just straight up anti-money. And it was actually in being involved in the nonprofit world that I began to shift my perspective and I began to see the positive, how businesses and money, people with a lot of money and obviously businesses can have a massive positive impact on the world. And I really love this book. One, I love Whole Foods. I'm actually super interested in John Mackey. He's an extremely interesting person. You can tell he's thinking very differently. And I actually met him at a conference out in California, like probably 5 or 6 years ago. I gave a super interesting talk, but he breaks it all down. And I see myself in him because I see how he had sort of an anti-money vibe in his early days. But, in order to have the positive impact that he's had and that Whole Foods has had, it's like he had to shift his perspective. He had to step into something that he sort of used to be opposed to. And I see the massive positive impact Whole Foods has had on the world. Specifically, just thinking one thing, like I'm super into animal welfare. I've been vegan for 19 years. They have had such a big impact on, obviously they have a lot. They were bringing vegan products into the stores before anyone, but then in terms of animal welfare within the meat industry, they have done so much, and they did it way before they needed to. There was no one was pressuring them, and they just did it. And so the book sort of gives some stuff about his story, but it also goes into just how you can also become more conscious as a person. But if you run a company or you're an entrepreneur or you're just interested in that, he sort of gives the vibe on how to run a conscious company and sort of follow in his footsteps and have a big impact on the world with your company. So I'm straight up, I recommend this book if you are an anti-capitalist, if you are someone who just thinks capitalism is evil. Straight up, dude, just think, open your minds. Don't do your best to not think that he's evil and read this book with an open mind. But if you're someone who, you want to have a positive impact on the world while at the same time making bank and growing your bank account to the heights of the world, I recommend this book.